One day at school, two girls started throwing hands in the lunch line over a yogurt. One single cup of strawberry chobani. Lunch was already chaotic that day. They ran out of chicken sandwiches early and the drink cooler was broken, so everybody's tense. Then a senior cuts the line and grabs the last yogurt off the tray. Another girl behind her goes, "Yo, that's mine. You didn't pay for it yet." "Yeah, but I was next. You cut me." They go back and forth, then suddenly, boom. Tray gets smacked, yogurt hits the floor and explodes everywhere. And then it begins. A full-blown fight cuts loose. Security's still halfway across the lunchroom trying to make their way. People are gathering, phones out recording this. But in the dead background, you can see Mrs. Jenkins, the school principal, standing there, arms crossed, definitely invested in this fight. Hey, cut it out. Kids are yelling, "Hey, somebody should stop them. Mrs. Jenkins, do something. I'm observing, okay? Security's coming, it's fine. Ladies, please." The girls get pulled apart. Nobody is seriously hurt. Just a busted lip and a ripped backpack. But the footage hit Snapchat that afternoon with the caption, "Mrs. Jenkins ringside." Nobody got suspended, just a couple detentions were handed out. For the rest of the year, whenever kids saw Mrs. Jenkins in the cafeteria, they would chuckle to themselves. Look at Mrs. Jenkins. She's only here because she wants to see round 2. Can't blame her. Can't blame her. The worst part of a sleepover was the morning. You're tired, the air smells weird, your friend is always sleeping longer than you are, so you have to deal with their parents. I hated that. Well, this one kid shared a story about a sleepover he went to when he was a kid. They wake up. His friend asks, "So you want to stay for breakfast?" Sure. Honestly, he should have left right then and there. That was a trap. He could have dipped, but instead, he's eating boiled spinach, microwaved eggs, and a glass of milk. The worst combo of all time. Why was this kid's parents making that for breakfast? I don't know. "You like it, sweetie?" Yeah, yummy." "You barely touched your spinach." "I'm savoring it." Meanwhile, his friend's little brother, who's staring at him, says, "You eat weird." What? He survives breakfast. Barely. He sticks around for a little bit and then he wants to go home, but by this time it's 3 p.m. They ask him if he wants to play a board game. Guess he doesn't want to make his friend feel bad, so he says yes. But the game was Monopoly, the longest game ever. Who's playing Monopoly? And he's starting to get real antsy. He's got to go. He's texting his mom, "Please come pick me up. It's an emergency." 6 p.m. Ding, his mom texts him, "Here." He grabs his backpack. "All right, guys, thanks for having me. My mom's out front." And his friend starts shaking. Wait, you're leaving?" "Yeah, man, it's Sunday night." "But I thought we'd hang out all week." "Bro, we got school tomorrow." And then his friend starts crying. "But you're my best friend. You're my best friend." "I know, man, I know. All right, see you guys." He gets into the car and says to himself, "Never again." So one day, in the middle of third period, this one high school student stood up, didn't say a word, didn't pack up any of his stuff. He just got up and walked out. The teacher was stunned for a second before yelling, "Where do you think you're going?" And without breaking stride, the kid just said, "I've learned enough." The teacher was mad, everyone laughed, but they all assumed he would be back the next day. Except he wasn't. Not the next day, not the next week. But here's the crazy part, it's like the school almost let it happen. People were constantly asking, is he suspended? Did he get expelled? Did he transfer? Nobody had an answer. Well, one day, this concerned student went to the office to ask for himself. "Hey, do you have any idea where Johnny's been? Johnny Stevenson?" The secretary said, "Well, it says here that he's still enrolled in the school, so maybe you just missed him." He was still enrolled, but nobody's seen him. He didn't drop out. He was still a student, but nobody had seen him for months. Then at the end of the year, something even weirder happened. It was graduation day. The principal was reading names, and suddenly they read his name. "Johnny Stevenson!" Everybody froze. People were stunned. There was a long, awkward silence. Then, at the back of the room, Johnny stood up, wearing a full cap and gown. He walked down the aisle, shook the principal's hand, took his diploma, and walked out. And still, nobody knows where Johnny went all that time. Dumbest things people got in trouble for at school. In middle school, this kid's grandma had just passed away, and it was his first day back after the funeral. This is kind of what happened. Did everyone turn their homework in? I only count 17. And there's 20 of us, so who didn't turn their homework in? I didn't. And why didn't you turn it in, Kyle? Did you even do it? You should know this. My grandma just died and I was at her funeral over the weekend. I'm sorry, but I wasn't thinking about homework. Well, that's a shame, Kyle. I'm giving you a 0 for the entire week. Are you dead, Kyle? No. Homework is more important than funerals, as long as you're alive. Well, that pissed him off, and he lost his mind. You are an absolute... My grandma just died. She was my favorite person in the entire world, and I was at her funeral over the weekend, and now you're punishing me for not doing some stupid math assignment? Screw you! I wish you died instead of my grandma. That's it! Go to the office right now. Good heavens. He explained what happened to school administration, but nobody cared. He was suspended for a week. Hey, you're the guy selling the dresser, right? Yes, sir. $40 and it's yours. This guy was scrolling through Craigslist, looking for some cheap furniture, when he found a solid wooden dresser that he really liked. He meets up with the seller, pays him, and hauls the dresser home. Everything seems totally normal, until he opened up the first drawer. What the heck is this? And inside that drawer was a Ziploc bag full of teeth. Human teeth. And not just like a couple of teeth. We're talking dozens. Different sizes, shapes, colors, some old and yellow, others perfectly white. What is this? He immediately calls the seller. Hey, yeah, hi. So what's in this dresser? Oh, you found the teeth, huh? Yes, I found the teeth. Why are there teeth in this dresser that you sold me? Listen, man, my grandpa was a dentist and those are his collection, okay? A collection of human teeth. Okay, so why are they in the dresser? Oh, that's just where he kept them. Okay, but why are there so many of them, dude? This is kind of crazy. I don't know, bro. He was really passionate about teeth, okay? Now I got a Caesar salad and Love is Blind to watch. Can I go? Yeah, okay, bye. So this guy did what any normal person would do. He kept the teeth. Why? Well, just in case that guy's grandpa was a serial murderer. This woman had been dating this guy for a few months, and the first time she stayed over at his house, she wanted to take a shower in the morning, but she noticed there wasn't any towels in the bathroom. Steven? Yo, what's up? There's no towels in here. Can I have a towel, please? Oh, yeah, sure. 1 second. Here. Thanks. She noticed that the towel he gave her was obviously super dirty, and it smelled horribly. Steven! Yeah, what's up? Can I have a clean towel, please? This one's dirty. What do you mean? No, that's clean. It's definitely dirty. It's fine, though. Just get me a new towel. Okay, fine. Here. Thank you. Dude, this one's dirty, too. Did you wash these? What are you talking about? You don't need to wash towels. Every time you shower, they clean themselves because they're getting wet. It's like the same thing as a washing machine. So you never wash your towels? Never. My mom did the same thing. What? That is nasty. That is nasty. This is not gonna work. I'm sorry. I'm gonna go shower at my own place. So one day in 8th grade, the school had a fire drill. Pretty normal, the alarm goes off, and the teacher lines everybody up. But this one kid, he had a plan. I have a plan. See, earlier that week, the teacher said something that gave him an idea. If there's ever a fire class, you should only take the essentials, okay? So while everyone walked out with nothing, this kid sprinted out carrying his entire desk, chair included. He was full speed hauling it through the hallway. Hey, why are you taking your desk? Young man, what are you doing? And he just yelled back, "It's an essential!" And then outside, while the whole school stood in the parking lot, he sat down at his desk, like it was a normal school day. He started pulling out his notebooks and he was taking fake notes. The kid was a real comedian. Everyone was dying of laughter. Teachers were too confused to even yell at him. And then when the principal finally came over and asked, "Hi, what are you doing?" he just shrugged and said, "I thought we were evacuating, so I evacuated my education." Okay. And after that, every single fire drill, someone tried to take something bigger out with them. It became this crazy thing that people were doing, until one day the principal got on the intercom and begged, "During fire drills, students, please, stop taking the furniture outside with you. Please." Honestly, that kid's a legend. So one day in 7th grade, this kid got called into the principal's office. He had no idea why. He walks in, sits down, and the principal just stared at him. The principal asks, "So, you want to tell me what you did?" The kid's confused. "I have no idea what you're talking about." That's when the teacher walks in, and she looks pissed. "Don't play dumb, you know exactly what you did." Now the kid's kind of panicking. "I swear I don't know, what did I do?" "You skipped my class yesterday, but I know you were at school because I saw you before and after lunch." "What were you doing?" "Huh? Probably something illegal." But here's the thing. He was literally in her class yesterday. "No, I wasn't. I was in class. I was sitting in my usual seat." "You're crazy. I took attendance, and you were not there. Detention." Now at this point, this kid is super frustrated. He already did not like this teacher, and now she's accusing him of skipping her class for whatever reason. So he asks the principal one simple question. "You have security cameras in every hallway, right?" Of course we do, yeah, for the safety of the school." "Then check them." The room goes silent. The teacher grows pale because she knows she messed up. They send the kid to sit outside the office while they looked at the cameras, and 15 minutes later, they called him back in. We checked the footage. You were in class. I know. You can go. I'll handle your teacher. But as he was walking away from the office, he could hear the principal yelling at the teacher. Now why on God's green earth would you make something like that up?
Oh, I didn't.
You better shut your mouth.
You on thin ice? You on thin ice?
Weird things teachers made students do. One day in 6th grade, this kid got to his math class before everybody else. It was just him and the teacher for a few minutes. And he was kind of anxious, so he was sitting there kind of jittery, but minding his own business. The teacher then noticed he was jittery, and this is what she did. Hi, I want you to stand up right now, please. Okay. Now I want you to dance. Just dance right there in your spot. Just dance. What do you mean? Start dancing. Can you at least put some music on or something for me? No. And so he stood there and he was dancing. He had no idea why he was doing this, but students were walking down the hall looking at him so weird. What the heck? Can I please stop dancing now? No! And then finally the bell rang. Okay, now you can stop. Thanks. He told his parents what happened and they were super pissed. His mom went to the school the next day and chewed this teacher out in front of the principal. One day, this kid came to middle school with pink eye. He didn't really tell anybody about it because if the school knew he had pink eye, they would make him stay home. Well, this was right around the time where classes were having some of their biggest tests of the year and students were getting stressed out. Oh dude, I couldn't study at all this week. I'm gonna fail this test. Like, it's bad. I tried my best. Hopefully I passed, but you know. What's wrong with your eye, dude? I have pink eye. Oh my god, you have pink eye? Why are you here? Because they're serving chicken nuggets at lunch today. I can't miss that. Dude, if you give me pink eye right now, I'll have it by tomorrow and I won't be able to take the test. Gives me more time. Dude, alright, $10. Okay, here. Alright, you ready? Go for it. Okay. Well, word spread, and that day, this dude made $350. The school got pretty suspicious why tons and tons of students had pink eye at the same time. They couldn't really pin it on anybody, and it was a win-win. This kid made some good money, and tons of students were able to pass their tests because they had more time to study.
Yay!
So this girl had just turned 16 years old, and all she wanted was a simple birthday dinner. Not a party, no gifts, just one dinner with her family. Her parents promised, "Oh, of course, sweetie, we'll go out tonight anywhere you want. Any place at all." I'm so excited. Thank you. She was so excited. She got dressed up, picked out a restaurant, and waited for them to be ready. Except they weren't ready at all. They kept saying stuff like,
just a minute, honey. We're finishing something, sweetie. Just 1 minute.
She was frustrated, but she tried to be patient. So she stopped rushing them, because surely when they were ready, they would tell her. Well, an hour passed, then 2. Finally, she walked downstairs, and she saw her family eating takeout in the living room without her. What's going on? Oh, hi, honey. We got really busy, so we decided just to order in. You can have some if you want. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's really good. She just stood there. They could have cared less about her birthday dinner. And the worst part is they didn't even realize how much this hurt her. She felt humiliated. So without saying a word, she went into her mom's purse, took out some cash, put her coat on, and walked out the door. Luckily, the restaurant was pretty close to her house, so she walked there. She walked to that restaurant alone, without her family, because, well, you know. She gets in, she sits down, she orders her favorite meal. The server was really nice. So, how was everything? It was really good. Thank you so much. Are you celebrating anything? Yeah, it's actually my birthday. Oh my gosh, happy birthday! I got something for you, 1 sec. The waiter walks away and comes back with a tiny cake and a candle in it. She was flattered. This was the nicest someone's been to her all day. A few minutes later, she asked for the check. The waiter said, "Oh, don't worry, you're all good. This lovely couple over here paid for you. Happy birthday." Happy birthday! She was almost brought to tears. That moment meant more to her than anyone would ever know. Well, she then went home, went to bed, and didn't say a word to her family. But from that day on, she stopped expecting anything from them. And on her next birthday, she didn't even tell her family that it was her birthday at all. Her family didn't even remember anyway. That's messed up. This kid named Matt was spending the night at his friend's house for the first time. They had been best friends since the start of the year, but he had actually never stayed at his house before. Everything was pretty normal at first. Pizza, video games, all that. Before bed, the dad walks into their room and says, "All right, boys, remember, no flushing the toilet after 10 p.m., okay? Matt just laughs. He thinks the guy's joking. This ain't no joke, son. I'm serious. If you have to go, go, but don't flush until morning. Then he just walks out. What's that about, dude? Yeah, man, my dad's really strict about the water bill. He says flushing at night's a waste. Bro, what if I gotta dump one? You just don't, okay? Alright, weird, but whatever. Matt and this kid go to sleep. Fast forward to 2 a.m. Matt wakes up, and of course, he's gotta go to the bathroom. He tries to hold it, but it's impossible. His stomach is rumbling, if you catch my drift. Finally, he sneaks out of bed. He heads to the bathroom. He's extra quiet. He does his business and then stands up. When he stands up and looks into the toilet, he's debating. Should I flush or not? There's literal in there. He's gonna flush. This is stupid. Big mistake. Within seconds, he hears footsteps. Fast footsteps. Coming straight for the bathroom. Before he can even react, the door swings open. His friend's dad is wide awake, standing there, staring at him. Get out. Okay, I'm going back to sleep. No. Get out of my house. Alright. It was 2 in the morning. He had to call his parents, wake them up, and they had to come get him. He told his parents what happened, and they'd never let him go to his best friend's house ever again. Sometimes teachers suck. The person that shared this story said that when she was in high school, she was one of the best art students in the school. Well, one of the assignments was that they had to design something on the computer and email it to the teacher. Well, one day in a different class, she was called down to the office.
Kayla Anderson, please come to the principal's office.
In the office was her principal, Kayla, have a seat, and her art teacher.
Hi, Kayla. Hi, what's going on? Well, I got your homework that you emailed, the graphic design project. Something was off, so I ran it in a reverse Google search.
Yes, and don't even try to deny this. We caught you red-handed.
What? That's impossible. I made that myself.
Oh, did you?
Well, how come I found it on a random artist website? What is the website? Not like it matters. Read me the website. Okay, whatever. You plagiarized your project from KaylaJohnsonArt.com. Yeah, that's my website, you...
When this kid was in 5th grade, his teacher had one really strict rule. She never repeated herself. She would explain things once, and if you didn't hear it, well, too bad. Well, one day, the class was working on a really big assignment that was due the next day. The teacher stood up and said, "All right, listen up, I'm only saying this once." Then she explained the instructions in one long, fast speech. The second she was done, this kid, let's call him Ralph, raised his hand. "Excuse me, can you just repeat that last part, please?" "Ralph, what's the rule?" You don't repeat yourself?" "Exactly, so figure it out." A few minutes later, Ralph was tapped in the shoulder by one of his classmates. "Hey, I got you, man. I wrote all of it down. Here." He took the notes, relieved, super thankful, and he started copying them down on his own piece of paper. And he thought that that was the end of it, but it wasn't. The teacher came over and snatched the notes off his desk. "Absolutely not. If you didn't listen the first time, that's your problem." "Are you kidding me?" Well, Jake just sat there silent, didn't say a word. The next day, the class turned in that assignment that was due. Once the teacher was done grading it, she said, "You didn't turn anything in." "Yeah, because I didn't hear the instructions." "Well, that's a 0. And you're a..." "What did you say?" "You heard me." "No, what did you say?" "I'm sorry, miss. I don't repeat myself." I mean, it was crazy, but it kinda worked, because from that day on, the teacher went easy on Ralph, and she even let him do that assignment over again. My name is Mike, and today's my first day at a new school. Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm a bully, and I plan to be the biggest bully here. Are you a bully? Yeah, are you? Yeah, today's my first day. I'm Mike. Hey, I'm Chad. Nice to meet you, man. So, who's easy pickings around here? I love to bully that guy. How about that dude? That's Kyle. I wouldn't bully him if I were you. It's not worth it. Yeah, right, it's always worth it. I'm gonna bully him right now. Hey, loser. Who are you? I'm Mike. I'm the new bully here, and I'm gonna make your life a living hell. Oh, really? Just like how you make your parents' life a living hell? Oh, I'm sorry, should I say parent? I'm sure your mom doesn't even know who your dad is. Wait, what? You donkey-looking, big head hat-wearing fool. I bet you eat cereal with water because your dad never came home with the milk. You suck, man. Well, you suck more. For less. I told you, bro. I miss my old school. One day the school had a guest speaker come for an assembly. The whole school was packed into the gym. Hundreds of students, everyone bored out of their mind. The speaker was some local business guy, and all he was going to be doing was talking about leadership and hard work. Nobody was paying attention until about 20 minutes in, a student, let's call him Kevin, stood up. Excuse me! The entire gym went silent. Everyone looked at him. Even the speaker stopped mid-sentence. And in a serious, confident voice, the kid says, "I have a question." Yeah, totally. What's your question?" And then Kevin, without hesitation, asked, "Would you rather fight a gorilla once a year but you get a sword? Or have to fight a chicken every time you open a door forever?" The entire gym lost it. The teachers were stunned. The speaker stood there processing. Finally, I think I'd take the gorilla." And Kevin just nodded. Respectable choice. And he sat back down. Well, as you can imagine, the entire assembly was completely derailed. For the next 10 minutes, students were arguing about the gorilla or the chicken. The gorilla's the obvious choice. I mean, what are you gonna do? Every single time you open a door, you gotta fight a chicken? I just won't open doors, you idiot. Like, that's realistic. How are you gonna go forever without opening doors? Principal finally got on the mic. "Everybody shut up!" And the assembly was cut short right then and there. And after that, the "would you rather fight a gorilla or a chicken" became the most debated question in this school's history. People were making posters and hanging them on the wall. Gorilla versus chicken. Kevin never really said anything about it after that day. But for the rest of high school, people would walk past him in the hall and just whisper, "Hey Kevin, respectable choice." And that's how he became a legend. Funny things parents did. This mom was trying to text her family's group chat, but when her phone keyboard didn't work, she wrote on a whiteboard, took a picture of it, and sent this to the chat. Smart. This guy was hosting his brother's 40th birthday party. But when there weren't any 4 or 0 balloons at the store, he bought an 8 and wrote +32 on it. Nice. Whenever this person's mom puts a book she's reading away, she doesn't use a bookmark. She puts it back on the shelf like this, so she doesn't lose her page. Honestly, just get a frickin' bookmark. Real quick, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this person's dad was using a pencil that didn't have an eraser. So what did he do? This. Smart. Things people thought were normal that definitely aren't. When this guy was a senior in high school, he was sitting next to this dude he knew in study hall. They were talking about growing up. And that's when this kid says, "And it was actually around that time when milk started coming out of my nipples." The other guy's like, "Bro, what? You know when milk comes out of your nipples?" "Yeah, bro, that's definitely not normal." "Wait, are you serious?" "Yeah, I think I need to go home." I guess he went to the doctor that day, and he never talked about it ever again. Creepy underwater pictures that might give you nightmares. While this person was diving, they found this garden gnome and the statue of a lady. That water looks pretty dark too. I'd be out of there super quick. These divers found a statue of a shark. It looks like it was from some sort of amusement park ride. Still, super creepy. Somebody snapped a photo of this guy sitting on a ledge over what looks to be a deep, dark abyss. I definitely couldn't do that. This airplane that's completely submerged underwater. Real quick, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this Google Earth image of this car in a pond. People didn't know this at the time, but in that car is a skeleton of a man who was missing since 1997. Pictures that prove just how small we are. Mount Fuji, photographed by somebody in a small town. Look how gigantic it is. This has got to be the biggest bed in the world. Look how small she is compared to it. If I had a house big enough, I would definitely buy this. This extinct ancient centipede that was taller than a human man. Could you imagine if these things still existed today? This here is the largest heart in the world, and it belongs to a whale. This actually blows my mind. Really quick, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. And last but not least, this long winding fire escape that would make me sick if I ever had to use it. People who are having the worst day. As this person's plane was driving to the runway to take off, they looked outside the window and saw this. Their 2 bags of luggage being left behind. Everyone else's luggage was on the plane. That's super unfortunate. Someone left a candle under their TV. Obviously, the TV melted. What did they think was gonna happen? This person accidentally fell asleep when their food was delivered to their door. When they woke up to go get it, they saw a squirrel eating fries from their bag. Before I get to the funniest one, this app lets you erase anything from a picture. If you want it, get it right here. This dude's sweat pattern looks just like and apparently this happens every time he works out. That's tough. Funny ways kids got payback. One day in elementary school, this kid's planner was taken by one of his classmates, and that classmate wrote, "You suck," all over his planner. Well, he didn't like that. "You're gonna pay for this." A couple days later in that same class, this kid noticed that the kid who wrote "You suck" on all of his stuff left his planner out on his desk. So he took the planner, and in the calendar portion of the planner, on a bunch of random days, he wrote, "You might die today." When the other kid saw this, he was a huge baby, and he started crying. Did you do this, Kyle? Am I gonna die today? Miss? He snitched and he got our dude suspended for 3 days. Black markets kids ran in their schools. This kid went to a pretty small school, so everyone knew each other. Well, between 3rd and 4th period, in the boys' locker room in the gym, people held a fight club. You had to know somebody to be able to get in. They even had weight classes. The most popular and entertaining match they had was 2 130-pound skinny kids fighting one 300-pound held-back 20-year-old. The fights got pretty intense, but everyone knew when to hold back, because nobody wanted to come to class with ripped clothes or a bloody face. There was even a referee for these events. The people who organized this fight club were making bank. But there was also another service. This one kid had a very nice camera, and he would record these matches in super high quality. He would then take these fight recordings and put them on the internet, and the only way people could watch them is if they had a password. So now these guys are running an actual fight club and basically a streaming service to watch the fights if you couldn't be there. Crazy days for sure at this high school, and nobody will ever forget it. Weird things you need to see. This picture was taken at a DMV. Look at that lady. She's wearing a pasta strainer on her head. Why? I came across this strange video of ants circling a rock. It looks like they're summoning some kind of demon. They're definitely up to something. The way the sun was shining on this motorcycle left a very interesting shadow. Or should I say foreshadow. The shadow looked like a person sitting in a wheelchair. That's kind of creepy. A girl and her friend were walking through an abandoned house, and in the basement, they saw these things. Some real serial killer vibes. I don't know what the this is. A bunch of people pretending to be farm sheep? I wish this video had sound, because look at this lady right here. She definitely lets out a really nice bah. And lastly, this is a picture of a house party in the early 2000s. Is that Marky Zuck doing a little dance? Look at him go. My favorite comebacks. Let's just dive right in. Watch this, watch this. Hey yo, Kyle. Oh, hey Chad. Nice Hawaiian shirt, man. Good luck getting any girls wearing that. Oh, really? Well, you're so ugly that your pictures hang themselves. Good one, loser. I can get any girl I want. Yeah, right. The only chance you have at getting laid is to crawl inside a chicken's ass and wait. You take that back right now, Kyle. You take that back right now. Yo, I think the cap fell off the milk. Oh, we always keep it like that. It's so the milk can breathe. I'm not drinking that. It was this dude's first time visiting his friend's house, and everything seemed normal for like 5 seconds, you know. He walks into the kitchen and he notices that there are no lids on anything. No cap on the milk, no lid on the orange juice. Peanut butter jar open, the soap bottle open. Hey, you guys forgot to put the lids back on, everything. Nah, bro, my mom says lids trap bad energy. Everything's gotta breathe. Even the milk. Especially the milk. He watches in horror as his friend pours himself a glass of milk from the open jug. He sits down for dinner, and he notices this kid's mom is bringing over a jar of spaghetti that's been sitting out on the stove all day without a lid, and earlier in the day he saw flies around it. She notices this kid's uncomfort. Oh, don't worry, sweetie, this is all still good. It just had to breathe all day. At one point, he looks over to the kitchen counter and he sees the dog licking the butter that's sitting on the open butter tray. Hey, what? And nobody's saying a word about it. Throughout the entire meal, he's pushing his food around, pretending that he's eating it, but he's not gonna touch this stuff. And everybody else is chowing down like it's a Thanksgiving meal. After that, he always gave an excuse whenever he was invited back to that house. Oh, sorry, my mom said I can't, leave the house on Tuesdays. Because to him, one visit to the no-lid house was enough for a lifetime. Yeah. I agree. You are stealing from the school. I'm charging my phone. Exactly. This kid plugs his phone into the wall outlet during class. It wasn't a distraction, his phone just had low battery, and they were doing a free work period, so what's the big deal? Well, the teacher sees this and loses it. Unplug that now, you are stealing school electricity. It's a phone charger. Unplug it or you're suspended and will bill you for the power you used. He thinks there's no way that the school would go that far, so he doesn't unplug his phone. But the school, oh, they wanted to punish him. They were ready. He gets called to the office the next day. official suspension, and he got a notice to appear before a disciplinary committee. What? All this for using the wall outlet in class. So he shows up, calm, silent. Well, young man, theft is theft, no matter how small. Cool. Here's 10 cents. Keep the change. Excuse me, you're not done here. Oh, yes, I am. Bye. And he walks out. He didn't do that as an actual payment. He did it as a statement because the electricity he used probably cost the school less than a penny. And he gave them 10 times that just to show how ridiculous this all was. And just to punish him and make an example out of him, the school district spent hundreds of dollars filling out forms, calling this meeting, filing reports just to punish him. So they're the real losers in this fight. And this kid just walked out, no care in the world. What an absolute legend. So this one high school had a basement. Students didn't really know it existed. It was used for maintenance, storage, stuff like that. And it was always locked. Well, one day, this kid, let's call him Jake, was wandering around the school during his free period when he noticed the door to the basement was kind of ajar. The janitor forgot to lock it, so he goes down there. It was a huge, dusty storage room. Old desks, broken chairs, random junk everywhere. But in the middle of the room, there was this tiny metal box that caught his attention. What is that? So he opens it. Inside the box was a single envelope. He picked it up, felt something inside, and he looked. And what he found in there would make his stomach drop. Oh my God. Inside the envelope was an old student ID. The photo was faded. The name was a name he did not recognize, and the date on it, 1986. Underneath the ID was a set of car keys, and underneath the car keys, a newspaper clipping. The headline, high school seniors still missing, car found abandoned in school parking lot. He slammed the box shut and ran the heck up the stairs. He was getting out of there. He tried telling a teacher what he saw. The teacher was kind of curious, so she went to the basement door, but it was locked. The janitor walks up. Hi, can I help you? Yeah, one of my students was curious about something in here. Do you mind if I come down here and take a look? Looking for like a metal box or something? Oh, sure. Yeah. She goes down there, but there wasn't a metal box to be found anywhere. She thanks the janitor, goes back upstairs, and tells the student, I don't know what you saw, but there's nothing down there right now, so it must have been your imagination or something. Go to class. But deep down, he knows he came across something very sinister that day. This teacher had a secret drawer. When this guy was in 7th grade, his teacher did this weird thing. She had one drawer in her desk that she never opened. She'd grab pencils, papers, even her coffee mug from all the other drawers, but that one drawer, she would never touch. One day while she was out sick, that class had a substitute. And in the middle of a lesson, that sub needed a stapler. I need a stapler, okay. So she went over to the desk and started opening drawers. Grabbed a few things, and then she got to the forbidden drawer, and she opened it. Well, the students noticed her open this drawer. What is this? Inside the drawer was a McDonald's bag, perfectly intact. The sub went into the bag and pulled out a medium-sized McDonald's fry. What in the world? It looked normal, like it was just bought yesterday. How long has this been in there? I don't know, miss, but honestly, I would leave it. And she did. She put that right back in the drawer and closed it. The next day, the teacher was back, and everybody was dying to know what was up with those french fries. I hope you guys had a great day yesterday. Yes, I'm feeling much better. Hey, miss? Yeah, Carlos. Why do you have McDonald's fries in your drawer? The teacher just smirked. Because they never rot. I bought them 5 years ago. 5 years? Holy crap. The class was horrified. But they look completely normal. Exactly. That's why I keep them. It's my little experiment. Food should not look like that after 5 years. In that class for the rest of the year, whenever somebody brought up McDonald's or talked about food in general, she would pull out those 5-year-old McDonald's fries. Just to make a point how bad fast food is for you.
আপনি যে কি করেন তাতে কোনো কমন সেন্স নেই আমার বাসায় কিছু সবাই দেখেছেন
রাত 10টায় আমি ফোন দিব আর একবারের বেশি যদি রিং হয় মামা মালটা তো জোস সরি ভাবি তুই পারবি দেখ কিভাবে কই সেটিং মিটিং নাই তো সেটিং মানে বুঝো না পেন্টিরিতি ও তো আমাদের ভাবি হয় ওই হিসাবে আমাদের বিয়ে হিসাব আপনি
আচ্ছা দাঁড়া ওয়েট কর আমাকে একটু ভাবতে দে দেখি কি করা যায়
দোস্ত তুই থাক আমি যাই আমি থাকবো মানে তুই থাক দোস্ত
রক্ত লাগবে রে রক্ত আসবো না মানে হ্যাঁ তাই তো শুনলাম আসবো না ঠিক আছে দেখতেছি ব্যাপারটা, যাও।
কি রে তুই কোচিং এ যাস না কেন?
দোস্ত আমি কোচিং এ কিভাবে যাব বল? এই গুন্ডাটা যে আমাকে ডিস্টার্ব করে, তুই দেখতেই তো পারছস, ডেইলি আমার পিছনে লাগে থাকে।
আমার ভালোবাসার গল্পটা অপূর্ণ রয়ে গেল।
গলবে, পাখির মন গলবে, এমন মন্ত্র দেব।
এভাবে রাস্তাঘাটে একটা মেয়েকে উত্তক্ত করে আর নিজের গায়ে রক্ত দিয়ে
হ্যালো,
হেই হোয়াটস আপ প্র্যাঙ্ক ম্যান?
কে?
একটু হলেই তো তোমার ফোন হাওয়া হয়ে যেত।
তুই তোর ফোন আর কোনোদিন পাবি না।
কেন?
তোর বাবা তো তোর ফোনটাকে একদম আসার দিয়ে ভেঙে শেষ, এমনকি পানিতে চুবাইছে।
আউট অফ কিউরিওসিটি হয়তো দেখা করব, বাট আই এম নট দ্যাট মাচ ইজি, অলওয়েজ রিমেম্বার।
আজকে যদি তারা না থাকতো আজকে তোর দিতাম একদম। এই খালি স্কার্টেন গার্ডেন
এই যে আপু, এসব গার্ডেন ফার্ডেন যায় না, আমার ভাই ব্রাদাররা আছে, আপনার একদম কামড়ায় দিবে। না 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 ব্রো, এই যে আপনার ফোন প্র্যাঙ্ক ছিল ব্রো, চিল চিল চিল। রাকিব ভাই, আপনি এসআই রাকিব ভাই না? আপনার কথা আমি অনেক শুনছি। আপনি কিন্তু মানে বুঝের লোক। টেজে তোলেন।
এই হোসেন আলী, ক্যামেরা আগেই কইছিলাম আমার বস ফেমাস। হ্যাঁ 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 ভাই, একটু যদি ধরতে।
হ্যাঁ হ্যাঁ শিওর।
তো কিভাবে যে কনফার্ম হয়?
এটা তো এদিকে না, 3 নাম্বার গেট ওইদিকে, শঙ্কর গলি বোধহয় গেটের বাইরে। আপনি ভুল আসছেন, জান।
ভুল আসছে, কিন্তু আমি কি চিনতে পারবো?
ও আচ্ছা, আপনি দ্যাট বোরখা গার্ল।
চিনতে পেরেছো তাহলে না?
আই লাইক গুড গার্লস। ফলো করতে ফলো কর, যা। ইফে কই যায় দেখবি, যা। তাহলে জীবনে প্রথম কাউরে প্র্যাঙ্ক করতে যায়, নিজেই আজকে প্র্যাঙ্ক হয়ে গেল।
মুনিয়া, তুমি আমাকে বলেছো যে তুমি তোমার কোনো বয়ফ্রেন্ড নাই।
না না, বয়ফ্রেন্ড না, আমি ওনার বয়ফ্রেন্ড, আমি ওর ফিয়ান্সে। ওর সাথে আমার বিয়ে নেক্সট।
ও আচ্ছা আচ্ছা,
আমার জন্য?
এটা তোমার জন্য, একটা নতুন ফোন দিলাম।
এই জন্য তাহলে তোমরা এতক্ষণ নাটক করছো?
নাটক না, তোমার ফোনটা পুরনো হয়ে গেছে।
কেন
নতুন ফোন।
আমরা প্র্যাঙ্ক করতে পারি না?
একটা ইম্পর্টেন্ট কথা ছিল তোমার সাথে। এমন করলে কেমন হয় যদি এই এন্টারটেইনমেন্ট জার্নিতে আমি জয়েন করি তোমার সাথে?
আরে বেঞ্চ সাহেব, নতুন নতুন সম্বন্ধ তো তাই চিনতে পারেন নাই। ওই যে আপনার বান্ধবী তুলি আছে না?
আপনি যে কি করে, আপনি মাথায় কোনো কমন সেন্স নেই? আমার বাসায় যদি সবাই দেখে ফেলে।
রাত 10টায় আমি ফোন দিব, আর একবারের বেশি যদি রিং হয়। মামা, মালটা তো জোস। সরি 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 ভাবি, তুই পারবি। দেখ কিভাবে কই। সেটিং মেটিং নাই তো? সেটিং মানে বুঝো না, পেন্টেরিতি।
সবে ইন্টার সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে পড়ি।
সেকেন্ড ইয়ারে আমার ক্লাস 9 এর পোলাবেন প্রেম করে। মামা মায়া তো অস্থির। এক্সকিউজ মি আপু, এক্সকিউজ মি, আপনার নামটা যদি বলতেন একটু।
শুনেন বেন সাহেব, আমার বন্ধু জিসান, ঠিক আছে? আপনার বান্ধবীরে শুনুন।
মারি নাই তো, শাসন করছি। ভালো লাগে না, একটু মারতেই পারি। তাহলে কিন্তু খুব খারাপ লাগে। তুই রবিল নামে সুন্দর একটা রিক্সা ডাক।
ভাবি চিনিকে আমার বন্ধু জিসান দিচ্ছে, প্লিজ ভাবি আপনি একটু নেন, প্লিজ ভাবি।
দেখেন ভাবি, কালকে সারা রাত তোমার আমি কল দিচ্ছি।
সারা রাত? তাহলে আপনি শুনুন আপনার ভালোবাসার মানুষের অতীত বর্তমান। পাগল কোন একদম ঠিক হয় না, ওনার ব্যথা লাগে নাই?
ব্যথা তো পেয়েছে তুমি।
তুহিনে ব্যথা লাগছে না?
বন্ধু তুই চিন্তা করিস না রে, ভাবির মন ঠিকই গলে যাবে।
ভাবির মন তো গলবে, কিন্তু